So, my name is Jorge Negrete. I'm here for the third time, and this time my subject is health education, and nutrition in public schools, or specifically the youth. Today in America, we pretty much have a situation, or at least a problem with staying healthy with all the things around us, fast food and cheap prices for fast food as opposed to higher prices in the market just to make a home-cooked meal. But one of the parts that we're trying to focus our attention on to fixing our problem in obesity and overeating and malnutrition is in schools, and specifically in public schools. Because in public schools, we pretty much try to teach the children, the adolescents, teenagers, and young adults while they're still there, what is right, what is wrong, how to be healthy, and even trying to feed them healthy foods. But for me, I don't believe that we're doing a good job. Okay, let me ask you a question. How many of you have been to public schools? Wow. How many of you have actually ate the lunch from public schools? Now, how many of you will say that they're actually healthy for you? My point exactly, we're not doing a good job. Now, you also remember PE, right? That's also one of the things we're trying to do to pretty much educate them in health. How many of you actually liked it? How many of you actually still do it outside of public school? Nice. And so, the three things I want to discuss pretty much are the problems and causes of pretty much malnutrition or bad health, at least in the youth, and also some of the possible solutions I think we can do to fix this. So, without further ado, let's move on. Hi again. So the points of this discussions I just pretty much stated. Problems of being unhealthy, even though it's a little vague on what that means. I might have worded it incorrectly, but that's my own fault. What I meant was pretty much some of the things that are shown to be problems or are problems in malnutrition. The causes of being unhealthy, possible solutions, happy kids. Next, problems. Not exercising, not eating well. Prime example, he's both. Now, what do I mean by not exercising? Pretty much, there was a study made by the CDC. About 25%, not 25%, a little less than 25% of teenagers ages 12 through 15 actually exercise the required amount daily. Remember this, daily. They exercise for about 60 minutes as required or recommended by Michelle Obama's Let's Play movement. That means the other 3/4 are not getting that recommended amount. Or probably they're not even exercising at all. Not eating well. Pretty much, I just asked you a question. Are school lunches healthy? And most of you didn't reply. If the public schools are going to be educating us to be eating healthy, they should be helping us eat healthy foods. We are heading in the right direction thanks to Michelle Obama with her healthy foods program, even though there was some negative feedback on that. Sadly, like the thanks Michelle Obama tweet going around with all the disgusting food being served. But the problem with that is that each area varies and not everyone has funding to actually have all these healthy foods. So we're still going in step in the right direction. We just have to go a little further. And besides, everyone knows if you don't eat well, you get fat. It's the sad truth. Look at me. Some of the causes for why this happens. Poverty, location, environment. What do I mean by that? Some people are too poor to actually go to the supermarket and buy all the foods just to make a good meal. That's why fast foods are always an alternative. Cheap, 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 cheap. So for one meal, which is pretty much a fast food burger, is what, around $3? For about $3, they'll probably just buy you 2 heads of lettuce. So for most people, it's not worth the effort, and they don't have enough money. Location. Sometimes they're too far from a supermarket, so they have to settle with what's near them. Let's say a small local liquor store that sells ramen noodle. That's pretty much the easy alternative, very cheap, but it's not healthy for you in the very end because it has a lot of sodium. Environment. What I mean by that is sometimes the environment has to affect you greatly. Like you're in a rush, There's no time for these sorts of things, or even your own parents, if that's the case. If you're in a rush, you have to pretty much cut back on what you're able to do and can't do, which is why some people will probably eat a piece of toast as opposed to a full healthy breakfast of whole wheat toast, eggs, orange juice, so forth. No motivation. This one I think is big. Do you know why? Not a lot of us are motivated to do exercise. We live in a very comfortable life. We have a very comfortable lifestyle. If a lot of people are obese in America, it's because we pretty much like being that way. Sorry to say that, but we like being that way. And we have no motivation to actually be fit, especially since we've been living longer over the years. If you were to compare 1930 life expectancy to now, about 2011, just to say from my reference, back then you would live to be about 52 years old. Now, about 79 years old. From then to now, a whole 70 years, 80 years time gap, pretty much just the way we are, on average, we'll live 20 years longer. So pretty much we live a pretty safe life. We have no motivation. We are in no danger. We have no reason to be fit, to run fast. We have no reason to be strong, to climb up things, let's just say. We have no reason, we have no motivation, and the very few things that we do have motivation or the need for this, not a lot of us do. That's why we have a lot of desk jobs. And everyone knows when you're in a desk job, you sit down a lot. And when you sit down a lot, you usually gain weight. You're probably gaining weight now just listening to me sitting in your desk, sorry to say. Exposure. It's simply to say what people are exposed to. Pretty much how you're raised, what you're taught, and what you see. Obviously, if you see signs and advertisements for hamburgers all over the place, you're gonna have that thought in your head. Boy, I want a hamburger today. Let's go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac, even though their food is disgusting. So what are some solutions? This is my personal opinion on this, but this is widely shared by many people. Change your lifestyle. This one is gonna be the hardest one to do for anyone, because changing your lifestyle means making one small change that can affect others. My target audience here is the youth, the next generation after us. They learn what we already know. They learn from seeing us. They learn from experience, and they learn from patterns. If we do one small change, they'll eventually pick it up. If we eat a lot of donuts, they eat a lot of donuts. If we eat salads, they eat salads. One small change can change everything. Better education for the youth. Even though we already teach them well how to be fit or what are the consequences of it, we're not motivating to get them to exercise. We're not doing that at all. We get the idea in their head, but we're not making them actually want to do that idea or enforce it. Pretty much we're just stuffing knowledge into their head, but we're not giving them a reason why to be that. We're just telling them information, but they don't know how to translate it into actual use. So we need to work on that as well. Besides, like I said, for change your lifestyle, would you rather eat this or this? Let me just raise the hands. Who would eat this? I'm actually asking.
Yeah, I would eat that.
Thank you. Thank you. You're not afraid. Who would eat apples, oranges, pears? You people probably have a healthier lifestyle or a preference of fruit over desserts. Your choice. So So just listen to me talk a bit, okay? Closing statement. So pretty much I've talked about the problems and some of the causes to pretty much malnutrition or lack of exercises in the youth. I talked about some solutions to how we can fix this. Even though it's not the best solutions, they are some solutions. So let me close it off with this. There's so little we can do to make a child take a piece of fruit over a donut. But if you can tell them the difference between the two and they can understand, you can pretty much make a small change, a small difference that's actually worth it in the end. Thank you.